Right, so chapter 1027 just came out, and oh my god, it was another absolutely amazing chapter. I loved how Oda played off the last chapter. I feel like he gave the moment of Luffy splitting the sky a right amount of kind of coverage in this chapter, you know what I mean? Like people reacting to it and comparing it to Whitebeard and Roger. Like, oh my god, this is the first time combatively he was compared to those two. So that's a big moment for him and kind of proves, he is up there. He is Yonko level at this point. He's just cracking it, but he is Yonko level, which is really good. And they give it the right amount of coverage because they keep talking about it for about the first 4 pages. So it gives it, and they show you a different version of it, like a different perspective each time, and it's really cool. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just so hype. I didn't get to talk about it last week because I was quite sick, and I don't know if you can still hear it in my voice because I'm still coughing a wee bit, but all the blockages are gone, so we're all good now. Um, yeah. So I didn't get to talk about the split the sky. That was so cool. I'm glad he did it with Kaido, honestly, because I did want him to do it with Shanks, but this arc has been so good so far. Why not top it off with him splitting the sky? Like, why not? Because then, I'm loving. Then not only are we gonna get Kaido's child joins the Straw Hats in the newspaper articles, we're gonna get Straw Hat Luffy splits the sky because somehow people are gonna find out about that, and it's gonna be the best newspaper article in the entire series. And I don't know why I'm so hype about newspaper articles at the end of the arcs, but that's like my favorite part. Not to mention the fact we'll find out all the shit about Reverie. Oh man, it's gonna be amazing. This arc is just fantastic. Now we'll see how it wraps up because it's been very long and people's opinions change over time. But I think this is the most consistent quality Oda has been for quite a while. Like I loved Whole Cake Island, but I can see why people thought it dragged on. If you were reading weekly, when you were binging it, it was completely fine. I didn't see any problem with it. But in terms of weekly reading, as someone who's only reading weekly now, I haven't got that experience yet where you're like, oh, it's too long. I just can't stand it. I can't stand how long it is. Now, to be fair, and I will say this as a prerequisite, I started reading weekly around the start of the raid of Onigashima, so really just when the action was heating up. So maybe that doesn't count. I don't know how it counts, but we'll see. It's just a really good chapter. And I love how Nekomamushi and Arashi get to see it because then we also get. Well, they see the split in the sky. And both them and Yamato mention how it's like Whitebeard and Roger. I feel like getting the only people who know about that event to see it is really cool. I really enjoyed that. Now it's a 1v1. They went back to a 1v1. Now I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know if he's actually going to be able to beat Kaido because he got his ass kicked. But he seems like he knows how to use Advanced Conquerors, and I have my own theory on how Advanced Conquerors works, right? So basically, you build up its potency, right? It's like the more you use it, the more potent it becomes. But at the same time, you have a natural potency, right? So Yamato is built up with the potency of her conquerors to a certain amount. But Luffy's natural potency is so great, it's so strong that he's like fighting on equal footing with Kaido. You know what I mean? And I think that's just fantastic. I'm just gonna start gushing with this chapter. It was a fantastic chapter. It really was. There was so much to it, and I really love Kaido. He didn't like just let them get away. He didn't like. He was like, get back here. He was like, I want to fight all these. He wasn't like just letting the story happen. He tried to keep him up on the rooftop when Momonosuke and Yamato were trying to escape to save Onigashima, and he actually tried to do it. Tried to stop them, and Luffy wraps his legs around Kaido's neck. That was so cool, man. That's the thing, right? Because Luffy's power, like of the Gum Gum Fruit, provides so many cool different ways you can approach a situation, right? You wouldn't think the the gum fruit is one of the best like power arsenals in like shonen anime. But it's actually so good. It's so versatile. You can do so many different things. It's actually amazing. And I really love that. I don't know why that just stuck out to me this chapter. There and then obviously Yamato teaches Momo how to actually consistently fly. So apparently One Piece dragons don't fly, which is a very Oda twist. They don't actually fly. They do a sort of like flying nimbus type thing, right? Where they like hold they can grasp onto the sky and basically create fire nimbuses underneath their feet. Is how I perceived it, which is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty cool concept. And you know, the sky has been shown to be somewhat of a physical element in One Piece with the sky splitting, so that also makes sense as well within the context of the world. It's just an amazing chapter, honestly, and obviously we get the idea of Wano, and it actually dispels a belief that many people held in this chapter, which was they can just slow down the landing and make sure it doesn't hurt the residents of when Onigashima falls. But we actually have to stop it because it has so many so many weapons that can explode. It will cause a dramatic explosion, probably wiping out most of the capital. So now we have an actual urgency, and we got the 5-minute timer, so this is our birdcage, buddy. The 1-0 birdcage has started, and we'll see how this goes. Now, I remember people being really annoyed with the birdcage, because I was watching a bunch of old stuff when it happened in Dressrosa. So we'll see how it's handled here, because it's the same time frame, 5 minutes as well, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's 3 minutes in Dressrosa. So I hope I'm not as annoyed as other people were with the birdcage, so we'll see how I think of it. But I really enjoyed this chapter. Obviously there was some king stuff as well. There was some really cool king stuff. So basically he was wearing like when he was wearing a gimp suit or whatever, he was actually wearing a mask as well the entire time. And like, I mean, obviously it looked like a mask, but I don't know, I just kind of thought that was his face. I don't know why. I think I don't know why I did. It was pretty obvious it was a mask now looking back at it, but I just thought it was his face. But when like the thing breaks, right, at the end of the chapter, he looks like he's just a human he looks like a human who just shaved off everything but the middle of his head. So he has like a flat mohawk. So it's not even a mohawk, but just like that part of hair, but it's just flat. And that's what it looks like, right? And obviously he goes berserk, so he obviously gets stronger. Like, it's obviously like the gimp suit is a kind of restraint mechanism, kind of like those like limiters in like the Inazuma Genesis team, right? Also, I just wanted to do this real quick. I know I've literally just been doing One Piece reviews recently, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm just trying to build a backlog up. I've made a bunch of videos, but I'm just trying to build a backlog for when I go into surgery. So I have like 6 or 8 weeks of stuff, and I tried to go a bit overboard, but then I wanted to put the Bleach stuff out, so I put that up. But just now I'll start putting up more stuff in between One Piece reviews. It will probably be 1 week is just a One Piece review, the next week will be 2 different things. We'll see, and I can put something up in the break as well. It's not going to be as common because I have other responsibilities that I have to do at this current point, and then also, you know, preparing for surgery and all that jazz. So, you know, it won't be as common, but I won't be purely One Piece reviews like it was for a good while. It'll be other stuff. But I do love doing this. This is my favorite thing to do. I just love talking about the One Piece chapters, though. I do. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. King. So King, basically, the gimp suit was like in a limiter, like in the Genesis Inazuma match. And it's pretty cool, because it means that, I don't know, if King pre-limiter is stronger than Katakuri, but it makes sense now, right? Because Zoro, I'd say, is on the same level as, like, Yamato, right? The only reason he would lose to Yamato before, Like, he'll lose to Yamato pre-King fight, but, like, post-King fight, he'll beat Yamato. Do you know what I mean? Because he got Conquerors. So he's an advanced Conquerors instead. He just skipped one stage. He just got advanced Conquerors straight away. He just skipped normal Conquerors when he cut Kaido. So throughout this fight, he's obviously going to learn how to use advanced Conquerors to a Yamato level degree. So not to a splitting sky degree. Because I think... Here's the thing. We skipped out on the Shanks and Luffy splitting the sky, but you know who we didn't skip out on? Mihawk and Zoro. Because that's definitely gotta happen, right? They split the sky. That has to happen at this point, honestly. Because King, I don't think, has advanced conquerors, and if he does, it's not enough to split the sky. So it's going to be a very, very interesting chapter in a sense. I'm really excited for it. Really excited to see how it's handled. He'll learn to get a grasp on his conquerors throughout this fight. I think it's going to be a very interesting fight. I am a bit bothered that they didn't show that those two were doing like a team. For example, like a team fight. I was hoping for a Zoro Sanji proper team fight. We got a bit of it, obviously, but it wasn't like a full-on fight team. So I'm very disappointed, I must say. We're back to one-on-one fights. I mean, it works because One Piece is all about the one-on-one fights, but I would have liked a Zoro and Sanji complete fight team up, you know? We got a bit of it at the start of the fight, but now Zoro's outside of Onigashima, which I think is good because you can see his captain split the sky and all the shit he's about to do in chapter 1028 and onwards. But man, the pace has really picked up. And I would also like to say, although one cool thing is we got another amazing Luffy smiling panel. Like, it was actually super drawn because it's when it's the same sort of style as when he screams to Rayleigh. You know, when he's going back to the Sunny and he's like, Kaizoku Oni Orira Naoro, or oh, that was the weebiest thing I ever said. No, but like seriously, right? It's like that type of style, but it was done so well, and the line thickness of the actual like smile, I just really enjoyed that. I don't know, I've been picking up a lot lately on like the different ways he draws Luffy smiling, and I don't know why it's like very important to me, but I really enjoyed that particular part. I was I'm not gonna lie, I was reading this chapter where I probably shouldn't have. I was in the middle of doing something and I was just like not paying attention because God, don't get me started. But I remember when I saw that drawing, I was like, oh, let's go. That made my day. Because I was in a fucking Baltic room, right? So where I am, basically for COVID, COVID, what you call it, protocols. You have to basically open all the windows all day. And in Ireland, it's getting fucking freezing these days, right? Once like October starts, it just goes, oh no, warm weather gone. Like what happens is it's cold all summer, then we get a warm month in September when everyone goes back to work and school. And then the rest of the fucking year is fucking Baltic. Like that's how it is. Like I'm gonna have to put like 2 layers of sheets on my bed now and wear my socks, and I don't know if I'm the only one who does this. You know when you don't want to get cold into your like up your trousers, so when you're in bed, you like tuck your bottom of your trousers into your socks. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that because otherwise I wake up with shivering. I wake up with my legs shivering. I don't know, man. Ireland's really fucking cold. And you forget it for the 1 month, or like, because we actually got a pretty hot summer this year. You forget it for like a small amount of time, but then it just fucking comes back. It's actually ridiculous. Oh god, you just can't escape it. Anyway, yeah, now back to what I was saying now. That Luffy smile. Oh, that was well drawn. I really enjoyed it. It was just I enjoyed the last few chapters where the art has taken like a big kick. Like there's been a lot of good panels, a lot of lovely panels. Like Luffy and Luffy meeting adult Momo Dragon form. This panel, the panel last chapter where he splits the sky, the panel where Zoro and Sanji attack Queen and King at the same time, There's been a lot of really good panels recently. But I just love the different ways he's doing Luffy smiling during the Onigashima raid. I just really like how it's going about. But this chapter was very good. Also, we also figure out that King's blades are like is on his wings. It's like Mr. One. I'm not going to touch a lot on this, but I'm just saying that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Another banger chapter. An absolutely amazing chapter again. Man, it literally heated my body up reading it when I was in that freezing ass room. Like, seriously. And I'm on the middle floor. I'm going to keep moaning about this. I'm on the middle floor, right? So it's fucking where it's the fucking coldest. Because the heat's rising, yeah. But it leaves us and gets to the top floor. So we don't get any fucking heat. Alright, boys, I'm about to go on a rant about fucking COVID opening Windows protocols, which I understand why they're there, don't get me wrong, but it's so cold. Anyway, banger chapter, heated me up. Love this chapter. Splitting the skies, oh my god, let's fucking go. Straw Hat Luffy is an absolute baller.